Right now, join T-Mobile and get an unlimited family plan with Netflix included, so you can watch in more places than ever before on your phone, tablet, or TV. Plus, buy one Samsung Galaxy S9 and get one free with 24 monthly bill credits, so you and your family can binge your Netflix favorites on your new phones. Call 1-800-T-Mobile or visit a store today.
Unlimited data on their network. Video streams at 480p. Small fraction of customers using over 50 gigs per month may have reduced speeds. If you cancel, balance is due. Well-qualified customers, full price, $720 plus tax. Finance agreements required. Netflix for 2 screens. Terms apply.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here. Welcome to the War Room. We got Dez, Kim, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you want it in the 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level. Bold with the topic, sort of like the rebels when it's game time. They like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th or the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated. Yo, what's up, good people? You are once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, Jimmy the Blueprint, and I'm in the building with my brother B. Austin. Since the games we rap about the most aren't in play right now, listen, there's been a lot of hot topics this week, so we're going to talk about all those. But, you know how we do. We're going to cook their dumbasses anyway. So keep it locked right here for this and everything else happening in the world of games of amusement. And get in our conversation. Make sure right now to go to the JW Philly Realty chat room. How do you get there, you ask? By going to blogtalkradio.com/The War Room. Or you can join us on Facebook or Twitter, which is at War Room Sports. You can also call us directly in about 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to open up the Digital Extreme Technologies hotline. And that number is 323-410-0012. Before we get started, make sure that during the week, when we're not on the air, you can check out all of our archived episodes. You can do that at warroomsports.com, of course. You can do it from our mobile app, which is right on the website. Everything we do is on the website. So you want to make sure you're checking the website to get all the information. But you can check all of our archived episodes in our mobile app. It's also on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher. Anywhere that you listen to your podcast, you can find the War Room. But B. Austin, man, I got a question before we jump into all this sports, man. What's up with your man R. Kelly making songs, man, as long as an entire sitcom episode, yo? What's wrong with the boy, B?
Yo, boy, different, man. He's just waiting for them to legalize pedophilia, man. And then his catalog is going to go to the moon.
I just don't understand. Well, you know what, though? Like, I don't understand anything anymore because these days, when I look at things,
I don't get it.
Yo, I'm about to rename this episode. I don't understand anything anymore because a lot of times when people make steps or say something or do something, I'm like, yo, why would you do that? And somehow it seems to work. Every idiot has a platform, and the idiots are sticking together. So, like, a lot of people make moves, man, and it doesn't work. But I've seen, like, a lot of his fans, like, yo, support the nonsense. But
yo, I ain't even gonna. Yo, I wish you wouldn't even ask this question because now I gotta kind of answer it. It's like outside, it's hard to be objective with him. Why? Because I got a 14-year-old daughter, so I can't really be objective. Like, I believe that he should be split in half with a samurai sword. But that notwithstanding, as an artist, purely as an artist, I don't mind the chances Bull takes with the way he creates art, man. Like, it ain't necessarily my twist.
Yo, shout to Hank, man. Hank is an R. Kelly fan. He refused to give up. Because the thing about R. Kelly is, like, without all the nonsense, he's arguably the greatest R&B singer.
He got whatever the thing is that Michael Jack had and Prince had. He got a little bit of that. Whatever that is.
Because it's one of those things where, like, you know, and sometimes I know with athletes specifically, because we're talking about our sports, with athletes a lot of times we tell people to, you know, separate what they do on the field or the court from what they do in real life. But it's more difficult with your entertainers. And even today, even the whole adage of separating what an athlete does is more difficult because we grew up at a time where we just didn't have this much access to information. Because a lot of these dudes was weird.
Yeah, coverage.
And a lot of these dudes, in retrospect, are doing a lot of our favorite artists of all time have done what he's accused of doing. But man, we're just living in a different time, man. It's to the point now where I just don't understand anything, Like, I don't understand
how can this generation have heroes? Like, how can they have heroes?
I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand politics. I don't understand finance. Facebook made $13 point some odd billion in a quarter, and their stock just took a plummet because like their earnings were like 1 cent off per share. I just don't understand anything no more. Nothing makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing makes sense, Nothing makes sense in 2018, man. And I know that it's funny because I remember going back to our show. Now our show started almost a decade ago, and I go back and listen to the old episodes sometimes. And I'll be laughing at like how we talked about social media and the effect of social media, but over the years it's just grown and grown and grown to the point where, like, I don't even know if there's a separation. You used to say back in the day, like, oh man, that's just online, that's not real life. Does that exist anymore?
That don't exist no more.
Yeah, it definitely don't exist anymore.
Online is real life. Offline, that's why you're a weirdo if you're offline.
Man, like, cats don't even get off the porch no more because they don't have to. Like, they just, I'm talking about stone cold, like, cats just be online arguing with each other. We're going to talk a little bit about that soon.
My son is a 10-year-old athlete. Now, back in the day, what did we do? We was outside from dusk to dawn on that basketball court, on that football field, stickball, whatever. My son be outside by himself. It's like hanging his ball, like by himself. So he's the weirdo because he's outside by himself.
Shout out to Jonathan for getting off the porch already, man. He off the porch. Anyway, man, listen, we got to give some birthday shouts before we move any further in our show, man. And the birthdays, the birthday. My birthday, yay! First birthday, I know B. Austin has something to say about this. Is one Delonte West who turns 35. Salute to Delonte West.
Salute to LeBron's dad.
We're going to leave that at that, man. I'm not even going to go any further. How about this guy down here? A DMV legend, nonetheless. Not your ordinary Joe Smith turns 43.
Birthday, yay!
What you remember about Joe Smith?
It's funny. I just saw Joe Smith in Atlanta. He lives here now.
Oh, okay. Everybody lives there now.
Funny.
Everybody lives in Atlanta now. Yeah. Shout out to Joe Smith, though, man, because that boy, like, people forget just how good he was.
Nice in college.
At the collegiate level, yeah. So there's certain cats that at the college level, right, that are so great, but then their pro careers aren't the same. So we tend to, like, forget how good they were as a college player because they just didn't have that same level. First person comes to mind is Christian Laettner, who didn't have a bad pro career, but he was so godly in college that
he was trash.
No, his pro career wasn't that trash, though. Like, somebody out there listening, give me Christian Laettner's career statistics in his best season because I don't think he was that trash. But the fact of the matter is the bar was set so high in college that when he got to the pros, it's like, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So anyway, man.
I don't know why you let that mountaineer live. He was trash.
Yeah, I know. He had the right complexion for the connection. But anyway, man, one more birthday. We got a special birthday shout out right now. We want to give a birthday shout out to Chase Alexander McMillan. Chase, happy birthday. I know you out there.
Damn. The killer. Saltic returns.
Happy birthday to Saltic. Hope you enjoyed Teen Titans. Dev is out there with the young lion on his birthday, so salute to him on his birthday. We got to give
beautiful
birthday shout out.
It's my birthday, yay!
And we'd like to give a
good
big
brother.
What's up?
Good brother. Before we move on from the birthdays, I have to say something to some of our DMV listeners. If you're out there and you frequented Run and Shoot, or the building where Run and Shoot existed between 2000 and I'd say 2010. I know you hear us clown Delonte West quite a bit on this show because some of the shit that he does just deserve to get clowned. But on the low, having known that brother for a good little while and hooped with him, he never said more than 4 words. I wanted him to get back to the NBA, man. Mental health is real, man. And I'm looking and realizing, yo, at 35, of course, you're still a young man. He has hopefully more life ahead of him than behind him. He's never going to play in the NBA ever again. And I probably knew that 3 years ago.
I forgot that he was a DMV guy, too. Like, DMV got a lot of nice players that come out of the DMV.
Yo, they do.
One day we got to do, like, a greatest DMV player, because I know a lot of our fans are in that area.
Yo.
To see who people believe is the greatest player of all time.
And they'll say that, hey, DMV the best, Joe. We had Len Bias. I'm not going to comment on that. But go ahead.
Mo. On mothers, I know they would say that. On mothers, I know they would say that. But the funny thing is, from everything I know, now again, I'm not down there. I don't have as much experience in the DMV as you brothers do. But from everything I read and saw and even heard pros talk about, like the cat Len Bias. Now, I don't know if it's like because of the way his story ended, but they were talking about Mo like he was supposed to be like the next one. So
yeah, he was. He would have been.
I mean, for all our DMV listeners, man, hit us up on social media, the chat room, whatever. Who do you guys think is the best DMV player, of all time? And by the way, Skyview, Bo Kimble definitely, because Skyview's in the chat room talking about Bo Kimble in terms of being a collegiate superstar. Bo Kimble was that guy.
Bo Kimble was that bull.
He was that I watched Bo Kimble play in high school, and I thought Bo Kimble was going to be the next Magic Johnson. He was the best thing I've ever seen. But be also on top of your head, though, who's the best DMV player of all time? Now, remember, we got a Joe Smith, we got a Delonte, not saying they're the best. Who's the top?
We got Walt. We got Walt Williams, the Wizard.
The Wizard.
We got Wink. We got Wink, aka Steve Francis. Are we when you say the best? Are we talking about NBA? Are we talking?
I know he made it to Maryland. He went to Maryland, but is he from the area, Steve Francis?
Yeah. They'll claim him when he does something stupid. They say from Tacoma Park, but when he does something great, he's from DC.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just how that go.
I hear you, Young.
But yeah, there's a yeah, you right. You know what I'm saying, youngin? Now, are we going playground legends or are we going NBA?
I mean, you got a playground legend out there that's worthy of mentioning amongst the greatest DMV players of all time. Now, remember this is DMV, so it's all three of them, all three of y'all.
Yeah, all three of y'all.
If we talking Virginia, we also talking about white chocolate. No, he's West Virginia. He's
West Virginia.
So
he's out there where they marry their brothers and sisters get married. But no, I would put right up below the great Fat Oz, who is probably the greatest playground player I ever saw. I would say Kurt Trouble Smith, whose brother Charles Smith was nice and made it to the league. Kurt, there's nobody that came up in D.C. in the 70s, 80s, and 90s that won't tell you that Kurt Smith is the best basketball player they ever saw, even if they went to a Wizards game and saw MJ.
That's interesting because I've never heard of it. Now I gotta do my due diligence. I gotta do my due diligence.
Kurt Trouble. He had a tryout with the Indiana Pacers in 1993, and he allegedly was getting a couple of dollars. The way that cats got a couple of dollars in 1993. So when they gave him the tryout, he flew 25 of his homies out there, and management was like, no. No can do.
So he
flew 25 out for his trial. Yeah.
I go by the name of Pharrell. So he's a legend in 2 games, is what you're telling me, basically.
He's a legend. He's a legend in 2 games. Shout out to Greg Jones, who's another DMV legend, and my personal homie, Sheik Pearson, Sheik the Freak, had no jump shot, couldn't shoot a gun if he was standing in front of a wall and hit it, but his handle was something I have never seen before on somebody that was that size. Pause.
Yo,
they had some hoop down here. They had some hoops.
Yo, so anybody listening that knows any DMV hoops, let us know who you think is the best one. Skyview says Reggie Williams, David Wingate, Dominique Wilkins, Mike. Yo, he said, how you forget Allen Iverson though?
Allen Iverson is not from the DMV. although they do claim him too. He is definitely from Tidewater, Virginia, which is 4 or 5 hours away. He had nothing to do with DC.
Hold on.
Other than Georgetown.
No, because
Georgetown.
DMV, to my knowledge, is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. You're talking about
No.
DC. I said the DMV.
When you say DMV, that's limited to Northern Virginia. So you only have the most northernmost 2 or 3 counties of Virginia, and you got the southernmost counties of Maryland.
I'm not familiar with all the politics down there. Beloved.
Yeah, I got you. Like you can't mix a Baltimore dude with. We can't throw Sam Cassell in here.
All right, so you said you can't mix a Baltimore dude with a what?
A Baltimore dude with a DMV dude. Like that's 2 different cultures, 2 different. They exist standalone.
Hold up. So I'm really confused now. So I didn't know about this. See, I didn't know about none of this culture, young. So hold up. You're saying that Baltimore is quote unquote not really considered the DMV.
At all, not at all. Just like Tidewater. So you can't. Allen Iverson and Alonzo Mourning and those cats, they stand alone down there in the Tidewater area. That's its own entity.
What about Muggsy Bogues then? What about Muggsy Bogues? Where's he from?
Muggsy's Baltimore. He was not a DMV guy. He was a Baltimore.
Either call in or have somebody else call in and explain to me this DMV politics. And this sound like a bunch of gangbanging. And we got a couple calls now. We're gonna get to you in a second. DMV is a 30. I would call it, and this is me talking. I'm not one of them, so they may even correct this, but I would say it's a 20-mile radius of Washington D.C. city limits. A 20-mile radius. You outside of that 20, they're not considering you DMV. All right. So my thing is, there has to be parts of Virginia that's included in the DMV, or wouldn't be called the DMV. You're saying only a couple counties?
Yeah, only a couple counties. So you're talking. Alexandria, Arlington, maybe a little bit of Loudoun County, but that's it. Once you get out beyond, they on their own. They're not considered DMV.
What about Richmond, young?
Richmond stands on its own. Richmond cats are not DMV cats.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's my brother Phil on the line. He's in Virginia, so I know he probably got away. But Phil, hold on one second. I think that's also Tobias, but Before we move any further, anyway, want to bring up a couple hot topics that we're going to bring you guys in line in like 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
But the hot topics are brought to you by MyBookie. Let's talk cash, man. And you know, when we talk about cash, we talk about
great cash, homie.
Let's talk about how much you can make betting on sports contests at MyBookie. If you haven't yet checked out MyBookie, this is a great time to do so. Lay down some dough on the biggest games in sports. Join us and thousands of online players placing bets at mybookie.ag. Don't forget that's mybookie.ag. If you're tired of getting the runaround when it's time for a payout, that's why we urge you to join MyBookie. You win, they pay, it's fast and without any hassles. You're wasting your time betting on sports anywhere else. Listen, man, they have in-game live betting so you can place your wagers after tip-off, /kickoff, /face-off, or whatever it is you want to bet in. Join now, and MyBookie will match your first deposit with a 50% bonus. Just use the promo code WARROOM, and that's WARROOM, to activate this offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, and get paid. And remember what you get paid.
Straight cash, homie.
Anyway, man.
Oh, they let you cheat, man. They let you bet after the game started.
I want to bring up the homie Gerald Jones. We got to get into this in a minute about Gerald Jones, because he says that his players, they must stand for the national anthem with their toe on line. He said toe on line, and he threw in, we still support Papa John's. We ain't giving up on Papa John's. We team Papa John's, and our players must stand for anthem regardless of anything else, and they must have their toe on the line. Man, I know you got some thoughts about that, but hold that be awesome, because we got a couple calls on Tobias for a minute, so let's see. Yo.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen?
How are you,
Tobias? Was
Roll
good.
Damn Tide,
Roll damn Tide. Let's be honest here.
Tobias is the head of the Jameis Winston fan club. Shout out to you, man. You know what I mean? Crab Gang.
Hey, You got to remember, I'm also a Bulls fan, and I saw Denzel Valentine, a former lottery pick, get cooked by some guy named Frank Nitti at the Drew League who sells cell phones for a living. I'm like, how you let a guy get 45 points for slinging cell phones on you?
Let's be honest here. Though. Frank Nitti cooked everybody, though.
I know, Frank Nitti.
Everyone. Everybody gets it from Nitti.
Yeah. Because I was on YouTube looking at Frank Nitti, how Frank Nitti cooks everybody and then goes back to work selling cell phones. Like, he just got to come in and let y'all know that it is what it is. You're going to get these boots and you're going to buy this plan. You're going to get this unlimited data plan, too.
I'm like, how he doesn't have a 10-day contract is beyond me. He must be 5'8". I don't know, but he has to get a 10-day contract.
Listen. He is literally 132.7 pounds. So while he can get it offensively, he can score with the best of them. Defensively, see, they don't play no D in the Drew League. They play a little tiny bit in the NBA. He wouldn't last 5 seconds defending Russell Westbrook at all. He's too little.
He gave Denzel Valentine all kinds of smoke. I tell you that.
Hey, the funny part was Denzel Valentine trying to cross him up. He got his cookie snatched anyway. I'm like, dude, got your young grasshopper. But
did he talk trash to him afterwards?
Yes. I'm like, hey, y'all drafted this dude in the lottery. Denzel Valentine was looking chunky like Jared Dudley out there. But anyway, your boy Jera, man, here's the problem. They need to stop appeasing Donald Trump because it ain't working. All he's doing right now is whenever he does something stupid out there, it's like break glass. National anthem, because that will get his racist base going crazy.
That's the needle. It moves the needle.
But hold on, Tobias. What's crazy about this is Gerard also sent a shot at Trump talking about he's problematic for the NFL. So Gerard's just out here just he's in his. I don't
think Gerard's position is really tied to Trump. I think Gerard is a part of the patriarchal white supremacist system that runs the United States of America. I think that's who and what he is. And so from his perspective, a lot of what he's saying and doing aligns with Donald Trump, but I don't think he's doing it because of Donald Trump. I think he wants to let young African Americans know that they should be damn thankful that they're allowed to make these millions, they're allowed to date these white women, they're allowed to do all of this, and they should be damn thankful and stand with their hands over their heart for the national anthem and flag. Damn their beliefs. Damn the fact that Stand Your Ground is killing black men at an unfathomable rate. You're allowed to play sports, entertain us, run nigga run, jump nigga jump, sing nigga sing, and make a good wage doing it. I think that's how Gerard really feels. It isn't about Trump. But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I got you.
You know what I think also? And can we be honest about this also? If these white owners could find a bunch of white guys to be running backs, wide receivers, cornerbacks, all that, they would have them in there instead of these color boys. Let's just be honest about that.
He called them color boys. Yo.
Hey, we got people in Alabama that still say color, by the way. But that's a whole different show. But the problem is that it was like dying down until Trump started talking, like last year. But the problem I have is, what's the big deal if they don't stand? What's the big deal? If you want to stay in the locker room, fine. Players can stay in the locker room forever. What's the problem? The problem is that they want to say do in your own time. They don't want to talk about racism, white supremacy, because they're benefiting from it. What a lot of these black people don't want to understand is Jerry Jones don't have to call you the N-word to be a white supremacist. It's systemic. It's that we ain't got the young sisters out there in Oakland who got stabbed in the neck by a white convicted felon, but they want to talk about he has mental illness, but yet they want to pull up pictures of them with guns. Like having a gun in a regular picture and it's perfectly legal. That's the systemic stuff.
Well,
that's what these black people are taking these for.
People don't understand the difference between white supremacy, as B. Austin talked about, and just flat out bigotry. They're like, if I'm not calling you the N-word to your face or spitting on you or letting my dog loose, then I'm not racist. I'm not a white supremacist, because people don't understand white supremacy.
Yeah.
And also
you're educating them right now. You're educating them right now, Brother Jimmy, because when those words become synonymous to the uneducated. Like, people believe white supremacy, racism, and bigotry are all one and the same. They're related, but they're not the same thing.
Not at all. And see, and the thing is, a lot of people also, because we live in a country that worships money and power. When you have someone like a Jarrell or like a Drumpf who has a certain level of power or success, people feel like they must know what they're talking about. They must be right because of where they sit, in our country, which is ridiculous. But I'm just telling you what I see, because I just peruse the interwebs, which is real life now, as me and BLC talked about. There's no difference between the internet and real life, and I see people make that excuse. Well, I mean, he knows better because he's this, or he knows better because he's created this or owns this. And it's kind of funny because one thing has nothing to do with the other. We also live in a time of complete anti-intellectualism, where people are bragging about not being smart or not thinking in 2018, which is weird. I don't understand anything no more, Tobias. I told you, I said it at the outset of the show. I'm like, yo, I don't understand anything no more. The world is like off its axis right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what players want to stand up to ownership or make this a bigger issue, or where they, quote unquote, have their toe on the line.
Hey, I'll say this about my guy Jameis real quick before y'all go. It's one of those things where they took the mural down for PR purposes. Do I think he could improve as a quarterback? Of course. But I also think that he's not as bad as the media make him out to be. The media act like he's David Carr out here, the way they talk about him. But I just want people to think. They say, well, he can make it up by he winning. Or with Ben Roethlisberger, well, he had a Super Bowl. So you mean to tell me that if you win football games, you really don't care about the rights and well-being of women, as long as you win football games? That's what you're trying to say. Because you don't hear a word about Zeke Elliott when he pulled that white girl's top down visibly. But it's like they don't talk about that now.
Jimmy just explained it, man. He just explained it. Anti-intellectualism is one. And two, as we so fondly say on this show, winning cures all. Winning cures all. And unfortunately, that's not necessarily a positive statement. Like, people have forgotten the trouble, not totally, but they're willing to turn a blind eye to past indiscretions if you're winning football games, you're winning basketball games, or you're generating revenue. You generate revenue and profitability, you'd be shocked at what your employers will tolerate.
Yeah, yep. Football is the ultimate team game where you need everybody. You need all the components of the team to win, and it just boggles my mind with that. It's like, Ben Roethlisberger had 2 cases. He had a Super Bowl, and although he came on to a ready-made team already, and but anyway, it's all good. And it's like Ray Lewis, it's all good with his situations. So it just to me, do they really care about the well-being of the alleged victims of these situations? Or they just want to do fake outrage so they don't get in trouble in the media? And I'm going with the latter. But I know you guys got to go. But, hey, you guys take it easy, man. And I will not yell at Denzel Valentine on Twitter.
Hey man, Tobias, if you ever notice in today's society, large brands, teams, endorsers, advertisers, employers, doesn't matter. Large brands with a media presence, I'd say Fortune 1,000 companies and up, they don't rush to decisions. And the reason they don't rush to decisions, they'll tell you as well, we need to know all the facts, or we want to know all the facts. No, they're taking the temperature of public opinion with regards to the indiscretion. And they take the temperature before they make a decision about letting that person go or cutting money. It's not about right or wrong or getting all the facts. That's the society we live in.
Hey, but hey, I feel you on that. Hey, you guys have a good one, man, and I will holler at you guys next week.
All right, good brother. Have a good one.
All right. All right, you too. Peace.
All right, we got another call on the line before we move forward. It's the homie Phil Matic. I see the 757 Phil Matic.
Yo, what's good, fellas?
Phil,
there
what's
he
up,
is, Philly Phil.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Phil, I don't know whether you have any knowledge of this culture or you know what I'm saying, because B. Austin is schooling me on DMV culture that I wasn't aware of. You know what I'm saying? He says AI is not DMV because it's too far south. Like, what's your perspective on
that
this?
That is correct. All right, so the way it was explained to me many moons ago is that everything north of Richmond and everything below Baltimore is DMV. That's how it was explained to me. I don't know if that's exactly correct. I do know for a fact Richmond is not considered DMV. 757, Hampton Roads, Tidewater area is definitely not DMV.
And Baltimore,
from an outside perspective, it's considered that.
And
but
Baltimore,
like, people.
And Baltimore is definitely not DMV. I know cats in both places that'll pull the Yamin out on you if you consider them from the other place.
Exactly. Just keep it like this.
So basically, cats in Baltimore think DMV soft. That's what I hear you saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's how they feel. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like, put it like this, Jimmy. It's like when you hear people from New York say the tri-state, they're talking about Jersey, Connecticut, and New York, but they're talking about North Jersey. They're not counting Camden as part of their tri-state. And the same thing when you hear the Delaware Valley, they're talking about South Jersey, basically Philly, not really the rest of Pennsylvania, and then the hood part of Delaware. I mean,
okay, I just had to make this distinction because if that's the case, I take back my statement because I was giving the DMV, when I was praising their ball players, I was giving them credit for all the Baltimore cats. In that case, Baltimore probably got better players than DMV.
Yeah, yes, sir. Listen, and to bring it to who, and to bring it back to this thing of ours that we love so much. There's a park that's outside of the Baltimore-Washington airport, and I used to drive 28 miles to go hoop here. Now, having moved to D.C. and spent so much time there, the difference in ball is like you'll have a game that we'll play to 11 or 16 or 13 or whatever, and that game is going to take a long time because of the number of fouls that cats are going to call in that game. I went to this park in Baltimore, and I called ball. Yo, everybody stopped like 2 and 3 courts over and looked at me like, yo, we don't.
They said, why you trying
to
carry me? Why you trying to carry me?
Yo, we don't call ball. We don't call ball in Baltimore. Like if I give you foul because I fouled you, cool. But we play jail ball here. And I said, I wanted
to throw one of dudes that you thought was going to be that guy in the NBA that just never was. I know who. I don't know if y'all thought he was, but I thought Sean Westbrook was going to be like the greatest shooter ever in the history of the league. Yo.
Yeah, I was fooled. I was fooled for a little bit.
I thought he was going to be good. I didn't think he was going to be like the greatest ever. Like what I mean by that is like I thought Sean Westbrook was going to be good, but I thought like when I watched. All right, for instance, when I watched Glenn Big Dog Robinson play in college, I thought he was going to be a top 5 player ever because he was absolutely cooking people in college. My man took Purdue in the tournament. Yo, Purdue, he was giving everybody everything they wanted. And I remember that game they played.
First of all, why did he even go to Purdue?
You know there was a cash app in place.
Exactly. You know what the PayPal hit.
Big Money Ed. Big Money Ed made it happen.
So there's certain players
that like Sean Westbrook. I thought he was gonna be like a Glenn Rice kind of dude. Maybe on a low end Reggie Miller, like not Reggie Miller's level, but something like that where he was just like a clutch shooter that could get you, 18 to 20 points a game, but it just never materialized for him.
Yo, who thought Jimmy
Fredette? The DMV.
Remember Jimmy Fredette in college?
The DM. I thought Jimmer was all of it. I thought he was going to be
he had
at least half of what Steph Curry is. I thought he was going to be it. But for the DMV, I throw a couple of DMV names out, contemporary names, to give them a little bit of a spark. Kevin Durant, Michael Beasley, Jarrett Jack, and Nolan Smith. So that's their four most recent killers.
Okay, I mean that's some name.
KG is. Look the one that automatically stands out.
Baltimore got Reggie Williams and Reggie Lewis, Sam Cassell, Muggsy Bogues, David Wingate, who people forget how good he was in college at Georgetown, just because he went to
Do Melo count, or is he from New York?
All those cats went to Dunbar. All those cats I just named, all of them went to Dunbar. Shout out to Dunbar.
Melo claimed Baltimore. Well, Baltimore claims Melo anyway.
Yeah, that's true too. But I'm just saying, like Baltimore. Now that if I take that away, because Carmelo went to Baltimore. Keith Booth, Sam Cassell, Quentin Daly, Juan Dixon. Remember Juan Dixon?
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Maybe went there. Gene Shue, Marvin Webster. You know what I mean? Like they got Baltimore.
No, I didn't even know Rudy is from Baltimore. I didn't even know that.
Hey, Phil, I know you caught that bar. That's a little subliminal right there.
Of course, that's bar Rudy E.J. Johnson.
Rudy is. That's what we call him. We call him Rudy is. Anyway, with that being said,
I had to answer to your question about King colonizing. 18 points a game. That was his. He had 18 points a game 3 different times.
Wow.
You might know him as Christian Leitner, but I call him King.
No, but what I'm saying
is
that was my point. My point is he wasn't that bad. Like his if he didn't have
he was 18 a game in the league.
Yeah. His rookie year, and then 95, 96, and then 96, 97. He was an All-Star in 96, 97.
But that's what I'm saying. When you go back and look at his career, it wasn't bad if he wasn't Christian Leitner. Like if he was anybody else that came like mid-first round, he had a solid career. But the fact is, he was Christian Leitner from Duke. And that kind of changed things.
on the spot versus Christian Leitner or Juwan Howard. Go.
Jumanji.
Yeah, I'll take Juwan.
Y'all hating because he white.
Probably.
That's what they do.
Yo, Phil, why we got you on here, man? I don't know how much time you got to hang on, man, because we got a topic to get to. And I might just bring it up right now just to get you to weigh in on this because everybody knows that you are, Niners fan. You bleed 49ers. So one of our topics we're going to talk about this evening is Jimmy G. And how Jimmy G is out here.
How he eats the box and how he eats the box of porn stars.
Yo, he out here living his best life, spending more life.
Let Jimmy live, man.
Yo, listen,
let Jimmy live, man. As long as he complete them passes, I don't care who where that.
Listen,
that
he out here on his Marvin Room, John. He's also out here talking, letting his hands go too, talking about he thought that he was better than Brady, and he was eventually going to take his job anyway. So, you know what I mean? Him being a starter is just like, it is what it is.
That's what you gotta say, man. You gotta have that kind of confidence when you get. I mean, you guys have played sports. When you have to feel like you're the best, even if it's not true, you have to feel like that, or you shouldn't be playing sports.
Yeah.
I mean, we come from a different era where that actually mattered, So your mentality, spoke about you. So your confidence spoke about you. Like now, dudes is everybody's friends, but I love all my brothers, but if we playing anything, I'm trying to win. I mean, so it's just a different mentality. So I get why he says that. Now, saying it and it being the reality and being the truth are two different things.
Mhm. So you got anything you want to say about that?
You talking? Do I think he was wrong to say?
I mean,
no.
you thought that he was going? You said he was on his way to taking the boy's job, or no?
Now, I think they were transitioning to that, and that's why they got him up out of there. That's the 100% reason why he's out of there. To keep it real with you, Belichick doesn't love nobody. So I could see a scenario where after this loss to the Birds, Brady was on the block if they still had Jimmy G, because he was already trying to transition into the next decade or so of the New England Patriots, and that was his way to do it. And he don't care. Mark my words. This time Rob Gronkowski will be on another team because he's just that.
I probably can't. I'm glad we had you to address this because I probably can't. I can't speak to it without a bias because I believe so highly in confidence that if Jimmy G didn't feel that way about himself, I would wish him the worst. Like, why wouldn't he feel that he's better than a 40-year-old Brady? Like, I can't fathom. I have delusional confidence. Like, some of the things that I believe about myself, I'll never say out loud because I know how ridiculous they sound. But like,
everybody gonna think you on drugs. They were like, "Yo, you seen Beyonce?" And we're like, "No, why?" Like,
these little kids is on everything. Sir, take your cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna qualify that statement like this. I've been on basketball courts with many NBA players, many times, and I've always thought I was the best one there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yo, hey man, I'm the same way. You remember that scene in Bad Boys where Martin is looking at John Sally, and he looks at him like, "Yo, that's your boy." So I mean, I know exactly where you're coming from. But you gotta have that mentality. I mean, the world's not a nice place, so you gotta, and where we from, it's kill or be killed. I mean,
no.
Yeah, man. So
and not legitimately. Yeah, shout out to him. Like I wouldn't want him to do well if he felt any other way. It takes a confident man to walk out in public with a young woman whose insides have been stretched by donkey dungus. So he gotta have confidence, man.
And she wasn't even the young one. She wasn't even the young one. She's 41.
But all that shows me.
What's wrong with Jimmy?
Because I knew I might be on it.
I'm gonna tell you what that means. What that means is he's knocking things off his bucket list because he probably watched her years ago and was like, "Yo,
as a kid,
yeah, when I get in place, that's mine." And he knocked it. So salute to him. I'm not even mad at the boy, man.
That. If that confidence translates on the field, I'm going to be a happy dude this coming season.
I take a different approach.
Listen,
no.
I know that you're a connoisseur of ladies of a certain ilk.
Yes.
And all I'm saying is, if you got in a certain position, there's ones that you would want to for prosperity's sake or for memory's sake. And what they've done for you.
If I have that type of bread, Bernice. Yo, never mind, man. I ain't gonna.
But here's my thing, though.
What I'm saying, he's a white dude. I get
that.
You got to call her better.
There's better than that. There's better than that. Listen, we are connoisseurs.
Let me finish though. But there's always going to be some of the trials that may have done something for you as you were coming up as a young man that you have an affinity for, who aren't necessarily the baddest. There's gonna be those. Like there's probably someone out there.
That's Rihanna. That's Rihanna like for me.
Like a Lacey Duvall. I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about someone that's in the business.
Janet. I ain't talking about Jackson.
Like what's the other young lady?
Dominique Simone.
Like Jada Fire. Like somebody.
A young lady named
somebody that has helped you to grow and mature as a young man.
Definitely not Pinky.
Well, that's because. Man. That's because she fell off a cliff so fast. But let's not
she
front,
like
though. Let's not front on her legendary status, though, man, because Cat be trying to front because of where she is now, like she wasn't that when she was that.
When she wasn't that. When she was that.
Hey, Blue, she's a compiler, man. You can't count her, man. She's compiling stats. You know,
listen, man, but a lot of y'all dudes that be fronting on her lost a lot of hand babies to her. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yo, we gotta move on. We got to move on.
My point is, Jimmy G is out here living his best life. He's knocking things off of his bucket list.
Yo, the boy's name is Jimmy Polo on Instagram, man. Yo, you can't tell that dude nothing, man. He got the bag off of 7 games.
He out here like young Dro. He can't say nothing.
Yo, so like I said, as long as he do it on the field, I don't care. I might send him a couple links in the bio if he could get me, 35 touchdowns, 4,100 yards,
Yo, salute to Jimmy Polo because I was
never with what receivers though?
Hey man, details. We'll figure that part out.
He said he better than Brady. Brady go out there with no receivers, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, the one time he did have a receiver, they didn't even chip up.
All right, so here's my question. So you might stay on this because we got a couple more football topics. You might stay on it because I can't help out it. You know what I mean? Let's talk about Julio Jones, whose holdout was over after one day. They revised this year's salary on his contract, and he said, "I'm gonna be there." Like, you know what I'm saying? So, what you guys got to think about his one-day holdout once he got paid?
He was there, Rapido. Well, they're 8-9 without him, so they needed him. Bottom line, we already know he's top 2 receivers in the league.
Yo, they told the ball
through the years, my perspective on the athlete and their positioning with their employers has changed considerably. My issue with athletes is only when competitive greatness is sacrificed. When they don't want to when they don't want to beat the best, and when they don't want to be the best, I take issue with it. Outside of that, I think that players should renegotiate their contracts or try to week to week. Like, especially in the NFL. Like, yo, if I put up a 300-yard game, yo, I need an extra $2 million a season. Yeah, I'm at the table on Monday because they'll cut you.
Bull straight said, "Yo, I'm not coming to camp. I ain't doing nothing." And then his phone went off. Like,
straight cash, homie.
He's like, "I'll be there tomorrow."
Arthur Blank knows what side his bread is buttered on. So they knew they had to cut that check. Julio is 6'3", 220, and runs a 4.3. Like, you can't. And he's gotten to be a route runner. Like, you can't really teach that, man. You gotta.
He made Matty Ice
an
MVP. So
it was interesting to me. Guys like Julio, it's like just them being on the field changes everything, right? So
whether he gets the ball or not, he's a threat to score in every play from anywhere on the field. So it's like,
and he's an alien. He's 6'3". He runs 4.3 40. Like, his catch radius is crazy. You know what I mean? So
now
he's a lesser version of Moss.
I need a little Wayne drop because I am a Martian, because he's definitely a Martian, man.
So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. And it's a little different than the NBA players. I still feel the same way about them. Like, yo, go and get your money from these billionaires that own these teams. But in the NFL, people don't understand how close being an NFL player is to having a regular job. Like, of course, they have a lot more money than a regular job, but they get fired at the drop of a dime. Just like you walk in, they say, "Listen, we found something in the coffee we didn't like, you're fired." Like, they can do them like that. They can't do that in most other sports, and that's probably their fault because of their union being so weak. But I'm all for NFL players trying to renegotiate
That's a good.
Unlike a real job, you won't get CTE from slinging mortgages. I mean,
well,
so there's that too.
Right.
That's a good segue to a topic I want to bring up. Because you said that their union and their contracts. Because a lot of cats now, this past go round, a lot of cats getting a lot of guaranteed bread now. So they tend to smarten up, man.
It's relative though. It's relative. That trend has to continue, Jimmy, because when you look at what they're getting guaranteed versus the past, it ain't nothing compared to baseball, where you got cats that you and I will never know. We walk down the street and look at them and not know who they are, and they're making $12 million.
It's a different sport, though. Their salary is high.
Yeah.
Well, first off, them cats play a gazillion games, so it's a whole different thing.
It's only like 20 people on the team. It's 53 on an NFL team.
Yeah.
Plus nine on a practice squad. Yep.
I just want to say
and they got 153 coaches.
I just want to say
got coaches.
I just want to say, got your girlie on her back like a Rams jersey, because Frank Billionaire said that bar. But anyway, Todd Gurley.
Oh, that's my running back, man. That's my fantasy championship running back. So shout out to Gurley and two cap too strong. We're trying to repeat.
I heard that. But he just reset the running back market. He got a 4-year, $60 million deal with $45 million of the 60 is guaranteed chicken for a running back.
Yo, Le'Veon Bell rolling over in his grave, yo.
Le'Veon, he gonna get his. Le'Veon's gonna get hit. Watch what Le'Veon do.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, because Pittsburgh is playing hardball. Pittsburgh was playing hardball. He went on Twitter and was like, "Look,
400 touches a year, and this dude has a track record of smoking the weed. You know what I mean?
Smoking the weed." Yo, I'm gonna say something else positive. I'm gonna say something else positive for Le'Veon Bell, because to me, saying that he smokes the weed actually is a positive. But Le'Veon Bell,
you know what I'm talking about.
Le'Veon Bell went to the coaches and said in practice, "Yo, I'm gonna run this whole practice as a wide receiver," and then proceeded to run the entire route tree in their practice at 235 pounds as a wideout.
Oh, man.
Hey, get that man some money, man. Get that man some money.
All I'm saying is he definitely deserves all the money, because he had 85 catches last year. So, I mean, that would be 12th. And, he'd be tied for 12th in the league. So, as a receiver.
Yeah. I tried that, Phil. Now the downside to that. Now, I do believe that he is cut from that ilk of like Marshall Faulk, Reggie Bush, where he can line up out there and have a good day. But he does run a lot of his routes out of the backfield, matched up against slower linebackers that can't cover a cat like that. So that has, because I tried that last week, and Dev hit me with well, he did come out of the backfield, which is true. That's fair.
It is.
How many times does he get split out? But he does get split out. Mm-hmm.
Here's my counter to that. How many New England pass routes will you see where they're like 4 and 5 yards, and wide receivers are on linebackers? Them little white smurfs that they got in New England. They're running 4 and 5 yard routes, basically out of the backfield. They're running out of motion. It's the same routes that Le'Veon Bell's running, where they're underneath routes, except he's able to take them and take them the distance. And he's running. He's been practicing with AB to learn certain routes, to run a little more.
I don't disagree. I want him to be able. I want him to be able to get 16 mil, 17 mil per. I want him to be able to get his own strain and his own dispensary in Cali. I want him to be able to get all that's coming to him. I'm for it.
Well, here's the major problem, though. He's 26, and that's a kid to us. But in NFL, he's basically a senior citizen.
He's middle aged. He's middle aged.
Yeah,
Frank Gore is rocking at 35.
He has one more, and 28 is the magic number where they start looking at running backs. Funny, like, yo, you still here? Like, I mean, My cleaning lady coming. That's how they be looking at running backs when they start to get closer to 28. 29.
30.
You might as
yeah,
well.
You hit 30. 30 is that age. But if I were him, I would play Francis M.H. Francis M.H. still doing it.
Hey man, don't get me started on the guy Frank Gore.
No comment.
Yeah, please don't start me. But I will say this though, Le'Veon, I think he's going to get the $15 million, but it's not going to be the guarantees that he's looking for. I don't think he's going to get that.
No, no. Listen, you know why he can't? You know why he can't get the guarantees? Because he never plays a full 16 games. He never plays. Well, it's that too. It's that too. So he'll get the salary. He just won't get the guarantee.
He missed. He had 2 suspensions because of that, and then he had the injuries, and he had injuries that keep times in the playoffs.
So, but both
of
you guys forgot. We supposed to be talking about Todd Gurley and how this works with him though. That one, right, y'all?
Todd Gurley's straight.
No.
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you how it's going to work for Todd Gurley? Todd Gurley, at the age he is with the contract he just signed, is going to get 3 major NFL contracts because of his age. Todd Gurley about to walk out of the NFL with over $100 million.
Well, hold on though.
Yeah, without barring major injury.
But that was my question. A running back's life is only but so short. Like, I don't know.
Listen, after this one, he's 23. He's 23. This one is 4 years or 5 years? It's 4 years, right?
4.
It's
4 years. He's 27.
He'll
he's
start
27.
In the third year.
It would start renegotiate. Yo, my man is going to walk out of the NFL, barring major injuries. If he goes and sees the Wizard, a.k.a. Darrelle Revis, and Darrelle Revis kind of teaches him how to negotiate, my man could walk up out the NFL the first running back over $100 million.
I don't know about that because my thing is I don't even understand why you pay a running back even at his age now. Like running back, I mean, I don't know. Like
he's a different dude though. You saw them when they gave him the ball there. That was the same team.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he is a different dude. There's certain guys that are different dudes, but I guess it all depends upon how you value each position. Like I don't know. I mean, because when you look at the NFL now, like, how do you value each position? How do you value a running back? Are you saying that he's at that elite level?
He's what I would call
all-purpose,
yeah,
Jimmy,
exactly.
all-purpose yards from scrimmage. All-purpose yards from scrimmage. That's what you need to, and they're going to set the barometer. You're going to have to give me 1,300 yards rushing. You're going to have to give me 600 yards receiving. You're going to have to give me double-digit touchdowns. Okay.
I guess for me it's difficult, right? Because I see these running backs and receivers get checked, but every time I watch the championship game, none of them are ever in it. It's always the guy teams with the best defensive line, the best offensive line, and a pretty good quarterback. A pretty good quarterback.
Word.
Like if you look at the top flight receivers that get paid or top flight running backs, they don't win championships. Like the teams that have to
Listen, now you're talking your personal philosophy, which shares some points with my personal philosophy. I don't pay wide receivers. I do pay quarterbacks, and I invest in the very best fat men that I can get on both sides of the ball. I don't care about skill.
Fat men,
no doubt.
Quarterback and fat boys, they win championships. That's where the game is played. So
no doubt.
When I look at these top flight receivers, even like this last generation where we had like Moss and T.O., who were arguably the 2 of the top 5 receivers of all time. And you throw Marvin there, who's an all-time great receiver. All these guys are Hall of Famers at this point. Marv got his chip, but he wasn't like the focal point when they won the chip. T.O. was there with the Eagles, and, I'm going to leave that alone because we also get upset. Randy was there with the Patriots, but they weren't these guys, and even Adrian Peterson, these guys who are all-time great players at that skill position, that doesn't translate to championships. It just doesn't.
I don't. Can I ask you this? I agree, but would you say that GMs tend to lean too heavily on that all-world talent instead of building that team out around that all-world talent? Because I've noticed NFL GMs kind of get lazy, and maybe that's because of the hard salary cap. so it's kind of difficult to manage. But I don't think because I have the best running back in the game, that means I don't need to invest in the O-line and invest in receivers. But I see that as a trend in the NFL.
I think sometimes when you invest so much in a receiver or a running back, you don't have the money to spread around amongst the O-line. So
spread around, yeah. That's true. Fair point.
For me, it's interesting to watch how the game evolve.
Here's what those guys do for you, though. They get you they get you there. To your point, they don't win as much as you think they probably should, but they get you there. The problem is the balancing act. Like I think what B. Austin was kind of alluding to with the hard cap. You have to be able to balance it. Like you have to be able to get either your quarterback on the low, or you have to be able to get that superstar on the low. Like right now, the Rams are in that kind of like that sweet spot where the quarterback they got the quarterback to the low for right now, so they can pay Todd Gurley, they can pay all these other people. They got the front big guys,
Aaron Donald,
the defensive big guys. So Aaron Donald's the best player in the league, in my personal opinion. But they're in that sweet spot now. In about, I think either next year or the year after, they're going to have to pay the quarterback, and they're going to have to start breaking that team up. So they have to win right now. They have 2 years, and the way the Birds are, the Birds are in the same place. They have the sweet spot with the quarterback. They have to, but the Rams have to win right now. So you want to pay Gurley to keep him happy, so there's no issues. If they don't win in the next 2 years, you're going to see either a restructuring of Todd Gurley or a cutting or a trade or any of that kind of stuff, kind of like how Denver did with Clinton Portis when they had that sweet spot and then they couldn't win with him and they traded him.
Here's my thing, right? So I sit here and I look at the overall picture and I see how these moves are made, and it just amazes me because, sports is the microcosm of life. But so my experience in life is, I'm in the real estate game, the finance game, and it's like people fall in love with shiny things. And B. Austin can relate to this because he's an equities guy too. It's like you'll have a system that works for you as an investor or a trader, whatever side you fall on, and it continuously works. But then this company, this stock, or this building will come across, and it's a shiny thing, and you jump at the shiny thing instead of sticking to the system. This is why I respect Bill Belichick so much, because he doesn't care about the shiny things. Like, he doesn't care about the fact that you are Tom Brady. I will get rid of you too because I'm sticking to my system that works. Well, and to me, when I'm looking for the league, cats fall in love with the shiny things.
No individual talent trumps the greatness of the system. I feel that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I kind of see
that. Now, let me ask you a funny question. Okay.
Well, just look at the Eagles success, right? The Eagles success is very similar with the new organization they have running now. Is very similar in the sense that they have their system, and it seems like they're, I don't want to say following the Patriots, but they have their system, and this is what they're going to stick to.
It's similar.
And to me, that's powerful. That's powerful to say, look, this is what we do.
Absolutely.
If you don't fit in this equation, then but sometimes you have to adjust your system, which is what makes, to me, Belichick probably the greatest coach, because he's won in multiple ways with different defenses, different offensive philosophies, but it's still overall arching his system, and he don't care if you're Brady or anybody who's getting ready to get rid of him. So to me, that's powerful. But I just see that these guys fall in love with the shiny thing. So Gurley's a new shiny thing. Like, he's a highlight. He's a walking highlight.
Gurley is receivers and like weapons and the playmakers. They're cars. Cars lose value. Everybody, people in general just love cars. The defensive line.
So basically,
offensive line, their house is what build the foundation of your wealth. Real estate. Shout out to J-Double Real Estate.
So basically, football is guns and butter. So what you say?
Exactly.
Well, skill position players are guns and butter. Let me ask you all a question then. What I'm hearing you say, don't laugh at this, but it is kind of funny. Y'all would rather have Ted Ginn Jr. and Mike Wallace as your deep threats, and then get a serviceable Allen Hurns or somebody, a decent route runner, than pay a Julio Jones or an Antonio Brown as your,
your marquee receivers because Ted Ginn, he may not have any hands, but Ted Ginn at 30-something runs a 4.2, maybe a 4.3 legit.
Well,
still.
Now,
Mike Wallace runs a legit 4.3.
You got to do a little better than Ted Ginn, but
if
I'm
going to take that same money and invest it into the fat guys and get quality fat guys up and down the line, absolutely. Shout out to Skyviews in the chat room.
I'd much rather have an Aaron Donald
real quick,
than a Julio Jones.
Skyview in the chat room said that he made a couple comments. For one, he said that we made him look up Pinky and we wasn't lying. She definitely fell off, so he looked her up. Also, he said that, he said he's a Raiders fan. He said, and that's kind of what Al Davis was only concerned with shiny things at some point, and the game completely passed them by. So for years, the Raiders weren't relevant because he kept getting the shiny things. That's our new thing.
I don't agree with that.
White dude with no gloves.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because Al Davis was enamored with speed, but Al Davis would get fast guys that he didn't have to pay a lot of money to and throw them out there. And we would get like, oh, wow, he got Willie Gault running track.
He got to a point where he was drafting those dudes in the first round, where they could have got him in the third.
Exactly. He was, everybody else would have him rated as fourth round talent, and because they were faster than everybody else, he was like, no, they're going in the first.
Yeah, Willie would. Jet and Willie Gault.
Yeah, man, but you got to build that foundation, man.
And Tim Brown was overrated.
but think about this: the Patriots won with Troy Brown. Troy Brown was the Super Bowl MVP. You see the Julian Edelman and Wes Welkers. They're winning with these dudes. Well, Wes Welker never won, but Julian Edelman. I mean, they
Troy Brown,
in the last Super Bowl that the Patriots won, they did it without Gronk. But my point is, the last Super Bowl they won, they did it without Gronk. So it's not like because they got Gronk. They did it without him.
Who was the receivers for the Giants one? Like David Tyree?
David Tyree. They had Plaxico. They did have Plaxico. He was serviceable. I mean, he wasn't a burner. He wasn't like your typical number one.
Nah, but he wasn't a burner, but he was a star. So they had a star. Yeah. I think you notice a trend. Yeah. The trend for me,
we know. But hold on, though, real quick, while we on that point. The Giants had what we were talking about. They had a defensive line, an offensive line, and they invested their money where?
Call a play. Now do you see why these bitches calling me Manning Eli?
Anyway, so my point
is the main thing that they had a lot of skilled players on the cheap. Like they had Victor Cruz on the cheap, and then he got his money later, and then he fell apart. But when the last year that they won, he was still on the, I think he was making like, 4 or 5
on the rookie. He was undrafted too. I don't think he was drafted.
Yeah.
He's a free agent.
No, he was on the practice.
But I practice squad dude. Yeah, I could see that. I think the closer you are to the ball, where the ball is snapped, the more value you have across the board. To me. The closer you are to the ball,
is more valuable these days
than the receiver.
A lot of receivers.
I just want to give a shout to Victor Cruz because he was brought up because right now he got the chick Carucci on his arm, and salute to him.
He's winning right now. So
he's winning right now.
Yeah, he is. I respect his work. I respect it.
Yeah. So anyway, with all that being said, though, man, I just think this is an interesting conversation about Gurley. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Like when I saw that, I'm like, wow, running backs, and it is going to change the market because it's not about what your worth, is what you can negotiate. So salute to him, man.
Here's what you got to do though. Like for real, if you're a running back, you got to be the man in college. You got to 2,000 yards, whatever you do, be the man in college. Leave as soon as you can. Go get that big contract because Saquon Barkley right now is the 4th highest paid running back in the league. Hasn't even seen an NFL down yet. But the way the rookie scale works, he's already there. So if you're the man coming out of college, you can already set up with a big contract if you get drafted in that first round. So you be Saquon Barkley.
I like Saquon Barkley.
I like Saquon Barkley. I like his skill set. I wonder if he's going to be what the Giants think he's going to be, what they need him to be.
All right, but here's the thing, right? And this is just based upon knowing how contracts are now. Does this mean that Saquon Barkley is the fourth highest paid running back in the history of the NFL? Has to.
That's a great. I don't know. I would have to.
And I know.
Right now he is.
I know. I'm adding
very well be.
But if you're the fourth highest paid right now, and right now is where the highest contracts are, you have to be the fourth highest paid ever.
I gotta think Emmett was in there at one point.
Nah,
he got
Emmett, yeah, but dog, Emmett got paid back in the '90s. There's no way that those contracts can compete with these guys.
But that's how bad running backs been getting paid, though. I mean, we gotta look it up. I mean, that was like 20 years ago. It can't be Emmett, but that would be sad if it is.
That's crazy when you think about it that way. All right, one more thing about NFL before we move on in the show. There's another sexual harassment lawsuit filed against former players of the NFL Network, man. What's going on over at the NFL Network that they keep, Me Too'ing people, man?
Man.
I don't know, man. You guys ain't got no bars for that. Y'all ain't got no bars for that.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one to touch. Pause.
I think you did. Slow it down.
Rape culture, the culture of people who play or come from an aggressive sports culture, taking it, demanding it, having it. I'm the man.
Never
being told no. Not used to being told no.
Here's what I know. I know that the NFL seems more upset about the national anthem than we did, and that's all I'm gonna say about it, man.
Oh yeah. This is the first time this is being reported. I haven't seen it on the four letters at all, but yeah, I mean, you know what that is. Why X, Y, you know why.
Yeah, this is true, man. Hey Phil, man, listen, man. You want to hang around? You can. It's up to you, man. You are more than welcome, man. But up to you. But otherwise, man, we appreciate the call. If you got things you gotta do, but if you want to hang around with us, just let us know. You know what I mean? You're more than welcome.
I'm gonna let y'all rock. I'm about to get into this drug.
Yes, sir.
As always, fellas, you know, as always, go talking to the generals. We appreciate everything y'all do. No doubt. I mean, shout out to the 3-man weave. You know, my favorite three guys. We gotta get y'all back on the tape, man. We gotta form that podcast Voltron.
You already know Phil's definitely Put You on the Tape podcast. Phil, you the podcast guy, man. What's up, man? What's up with your other shows, man?
Hey man, we had to do some revamping. Life sometimes gets in the way of you being great, but On the Couch with the Wilsons is about to re-up. You know what I mean?
For a new season.
Yeah, man, you already know new season coming soon, man. All right, so salute to you, man. Thanks for the call. Thanks for rocking with us on football, man. And we'll be talking to you, good brother. See you in the chat.
No doubt. Peace.
All right, peace out, homie. All right, we got a call on the line, but we're going to get you in a second, good brother. Before we do, because I want to move the show along. But before I do that, I want to tell everybody to check out our website at warroomsports.com. While you're on there, take your time and peruse the site. There's a lot of great stuff there. You can click on the Contact Us tab. Send us a message about our company, our show, or if you want to inquire about sponsorship, advertising, you know what I'm saying? Young ladies that just, never mind. For general inquiries, email us, and that's info@warroomsports.com. While you're browsing the site, click on the memorabilia tab by War Room Sports Merchandise. Click the blog tab to read our latest articles in the All's Fair in Sports and War blog. Click all the icons and tabs to follow us on every social media platform. You can subscribe to our iTunes podcast. You can watch our webcast at War Room Sports TV. Everything is right there on the site. You can also download our free War Room Sports mobile apps, and that's for Android as well as iOS. Listen, man. With everything that I just talked about on the go right through our mobile apps. You can get that at the website. Right now, join the JW Philly Realty chat room, and you can do that by going to blogtalkradio.com/The War Room. Shout out to Kevin in the chat room who holds us down every week. Skyview out there, even though you're a Raiders fan, I forgive you, good brother. Salute to you for holding the chat down. And at the end of the chat room, you can sign up for a free profile at Blog Talk Radio. If you don't want to set a free profile up, just use your social media account. Everybody has to have a Facebook or a Twitter account. You can use that, set up your account, jump right in the chat room, and while you're at it, click follow to get updates and reminders about the show. We're going to be taking questions and reading posts from Facebook, Twitter, the chat room. We got our group app that everybody's in. We'll be tripping all during the day. To call in and speak with us, call the Digital Extreme Technologies hotline. We have callers on the line now. I'm about to get to you in a second. That number is 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted. And if you're already listening from your phone, press 1 when you want to talk. We're about to talk about what happened while you were on the grind. But before we do, let's get this brother on the line. He's been on hold for a minute. Calling all the way from California. Hey, Rob, what's going on?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, good brother. What's up?
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Big Rob, a.k.a. lay down wood like a lumberjack. Before I get started, man, I just want to say, shout out to the Phillies. You know what I'm saying? They're on top of the division. It's been a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? They actually fixed the bullpen. I repeat, they fixed what? The bullpen. So, yeah, shout out to the Phillies, man.
Yes, sir. What's good, though, good brother? What you want to call and talk about? You still over there feeling excited about basketball right now?
I think everybody. I am not a LeBron fan.
You been at any Drew League games, man?
I'm very excited about the young core. Josh Hart is coming. I mean, the Lakers got so much young talent. I mean, first of all, shout out to Jeannie Buss. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeannie Buss. She in this day and age, a lot, we're seeing a lot of good women in power, like whether it be Jeannie Buss or one of Steinbrenner's daughter that's on the Yankees, and she came in power and she made Magic the HNIC. He's just been bringing young talented brothers in, and I think it's good to see them develop. And I think when you add LeBron and you add also Rondo and that type of championship leadership, I just can't wait to see how it runs up on the young players. So, yeah, I'm very excited, bro. I'm very excited.
That's what's up, man. Like, we'll see. Time will tell how things play out. The Lakers set up a goon squad. They was like, basically, we can't score with the Warriors, so we're going to try to out-goon them. We're going to get LeBron and a bunch of goons. So
Draymond going to kick all their ass. In the news.
Draymond ain't no goon. He's just a ugly fish, man. He's
Who ain't got no men?
Fake. I mean, I consider KG a goon, but at the same time, if you step up to a bully, he back down. AKA, ask Anthony Pillar. You know what I'm saying? Who gave him the elbow and KG just stood there. But that's just me.
Yeah.
And that's KG. And ask KD how come he didn't do nothing to Kobe, because he had Bynum and he had Ron Artest in there like, yo, what's good? So that's all I got to say.
Listen, man, people gotta understand when you watch KG. KG knew who to pick with. He didn't want no smoke.
Y'all don't want no smoke with Boogie though.
This is a fact. But we got some mentally unstable cats in our roster that might want that smoke with Boogie. They might.
I mean, shout out to Shaq and the full JaVale McGee and his beautiful wife Giselle. But Giselle, why'd you let him come in the house dressed like that to ESPYs, man? I mean, but anyway, I want to talk about football, and I want to give a moment of silence. Or can we get a soundtrack for the world champions of the National Football League, the Philadelphia Eagles?
There you go.
Absolutely. We real strong at the cornerback position. I'm excited for this week.
The same Eagles who stopped Matty Ice and Julio Jones in the end zone 3 times. The same Eagles who ate the purple eggplant. The same Eagles who took a shot on Tom Brady's eyes. You know what I'm saying? Who couldn't see what the hell he was doing. The same. Rob. I like all of that except
I don't want you to say my team was eating eggplant. I leave that to EJ Johnson. He eats the eggplant. We don't eat eggplants over here.
Hey, Rob, anything else you got to tell us, Rob? We got to move on, brother. Anything you got to tell us, man?
Yo, give me a second.
Yo,
you all right, bro?
Yo,
the twirly door.
You trying to kill him, man? He got you laughing. He's about to die out here, man.
Beyonce was like, yo, pause, Rob, pause. But also shout to Dev. Dev ain't here. Shout out to the dude Phil that was just here. He's a North Carolina fan. Yo, I wish he was still here because when I saw the new Jordans, the baby blue ones from North Carolina, man. I was like, I saw the Shekinah glory, dude. I was like, man, I gotta cop those, even on layaway, man. But yeah, I think, man. But on the real, I think because I want to ask y'all one or two questions. But I think the Eagles. Time will tell. I predict a lot of injuries, but I know this team's a fight and it's gonna fight back, and we do want to repeat. And I know B. Austin is telling me, and probably everybody just saying, Dev saying, just enjoy the moment, being champions. Just enjoy the moment. And you're right. I'm just gonna try to enjoy the moment. Next time I probably talked about how it felt, but I don't ask one or two questions. It's more like a hip hop question. Hello.
We listen to you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, we hear man.
Okay. How do you feel about how come rappers like The Game or 50 Cent, or I would say even a T.I. didn't get as much criticism as for their style rap as to guys like the Young Thug and a Tekashi? Do you think is it because of their feminization and the idiocy?
I'm gonna answer that, and then I'm gonna defer to Jimmy. I'm just gonna say this: for all of the corny stuff that Jayceon does, The Game can rap. Like, he's lyrically proficient. Like, people forget because of his antics that he's a talented rapper and a talented writer. T.I. is another one. When he's on his game and not sipping that lean, he can write. He can actually rap. 50 is a different breed. I don't know that he's that talented lyrically. He's just one of the smarter chess players and businessmen in the game. When you start bringing up those other cats, I'm not really that familiar with Young Thug's catalog because I don't support men that wear dresses. So I really I've never really listened to any of his music knowingly. And Tekashi, I don't really represent what he represents, and I can't really relate to it. Like, it has nothing to do with youth culture because there's young cats out here that I bangs with. Like, they can go, but I really don't. That whole proliferation of gang culture, especially on the East Coast, and me kind of understanding where it comes from on the West Coast, and the fact that even though it has a lot of negativity to it, it is still they are still the children of the Panthers versus what it is on the East Coast, which is a little different. I don't really bang with that at all, so I don't really listen to him either. So I don't really know how to answer that beyond that. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, for me, I think that when you say why they didn't get criticism, I don't even know if that's necessarily true, because rappers or hip hop artists.
As far as nostalgia, like, why didn't the old heads criticize them as much as they criticized the young kids now?
It's just that the voices are louder now. So as time goes on in hip hop culture, you have guys are always being criticized. Like 50 Cent was criticized. He uses too much melody. His movies are too gangster. I mean, people criticize Snoop and Dre. They tried to ban them from selling their music. People have always been criticized. We're just living in a different day and age where now you have more access to see the people getting criticized. People have always been criticized. So I don't think it's anything new. I think it's just now you can see because of social media, everybody has a voice. So I don't even know if it's necessarily their message or what's being done. I just think we're in a different day and age. But I distinctly remember all of the artists you're talking about being criticized. T.I. was criticized all the time. A lot of it was his fault, though, for going to jail every 5 weeks. But at the same time, all of those guys did have their own form of criticism. Because here's what you got to recognize in the world. You're never going to be able to please anybody, and people will complain about every and anything just to have some semblance of relevance. So when it comes to the new guys, like B. Austin said, a lot of times we may not be able to relate to them. So, but people take this.
But I want to ask, the answer you gave, and it may truly be the way you feel, Jimmy, but I don't feel as though the talent, like I need to compare someone with similar talent. Like I feel like the Game, don't get me wrong, the Game is a corny dude, but he can rap. Like he's a talented rapper. Like you could take all the corniness away, and the dude can rap. I don't know that that's the case for Tekashi 6ix9ine or Young Thug. I just don't know.
We're not talking about skill sets though. We're talking about the kind of criticism they face. And I'm old enough to remember that when Run DMC came out, they were criticized by the Furious Five and all the 3s and 4s and all the Grand Masters and Grand Wizard D's. They criticized them because they were the new cats and they were doing something different. You know what I mean? Like, so that's something that just happens. The old heads always criticize the young bucks, and you have some young bucks who kind of have styles similar to the old heads who they'll gravitate towards. This is just something that happens. Like, this is just something that happens. I remember Biggie and Jay-Z and Nas all being criticized. They talk about drugs too much. They do this, that, and the third. They're talking like old heads always criticize what comes after them. Like, and this happens in sports. It happens in music. It always happens, man. Like this, it's just par for the course, man. It is what it is. So my perspective is like what you like and support that. And if you don't like it, then keep it moving. People need to spend more time on this earth talking about what they like as opposed to talking about what they hate. Anyway, Rob, man, thanks for the call. Thanks for the question. You got us, on a whole different tangent. We appreciate that, though. That's a good question. And thanks for listening and support as always, good brother.
Word.
I guess Rob got kidnapped. But thanks, Rob. Peace out. Yeah, man.
Rob want to call up and talk about eggplants and your hair. Text you.
Yo, word. We gotta talk about this thing of ours. But before we do, there's at least one story I have to talk about that happened this past week while you were on the grind. And for those who don't know, While You Were on the Grind is brought to you by Sports the Book. Smart people only read the sports, written by a brilliant author. You can get this book at sportsthebook.com or right at our hub, WarrenSports.com. It's the greatest sports book ever written. It is the Illmatic of sports book. So make sure you grab it. That's Sports the Book. You can get it at sportsthebook.com or WarrenSports.com. There's one story that I got to talk about. It's kind of sports related because it talks about Floyd, Money May, and the Money Team. As our brother Dev says, he has a domestic dispute going on with his one-time BFF, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who was just talked about by Rob. What's your perspective on this? I know that even if you haven't been following along directly with what they've been saying to each other, you're on social media, so I know you're pretty aware that these guys are going back and forth now. What's your opinion, man?
I think they're both guys that love attention. I don't think Floyd is intelligent enough to sustain it, but with the type of money he has, he can pay people to kind of come up with these funny posts or whatever. I think 50 writes his own bars. I don't know. I tune in from time to time. Some of what is said is entertaining. I'm not really a fan of either, but I'm much, much less a fan of Funny Gayweather. Then Curtis. So for me, I don't stay as locked in on that shenanigan as a lot of us do. As far as I'm concerned, Floyd can drop dead, eat an AIDS-infested Nick with AIDS on the tip. So I ain't really into Floyd.
Oh, all right.
Coward
Here's
that
what
he is.
about this. This to me is unfortunate because I was raised different, man. I was raised that if you got a problem with another man, you go speak to that man. The whole thing of going
Go
online
see him.
and back and forth like that to me is corny. You
Yeah.
know, I understand these guys.
But they're both attention whores. They're both attention whores.
But like to me, is it that serious? But at the same time, they don't kind of like cross the line. Where I don't know if there's any coming back from this. And it's to me, it's real weird, man. Like I hate to see grown men like act like this. Like yo, we grown men, like we gonna talk about this. We're gonna exchange hands or something. But like the whole back and forth thing, like and trying to expose someone who was one to me, it shows that was never your friend. Because if someone is my true friend,
they can't possibly be friends. That's a great point too, Jimmy, because the type of friendship that they try and portray is only genuine if you grew up with that person or you went through something serious with that person. Like 50 and Floyd are entertainment friends. They're celebrity friends, so they ain't never been through anything to be as tight as they claim to be. So they were never friends. They were industry friends. Like, so that's corny.
They are exposing each other's like secrets, and that's so trash to me. Like, listen, if I've ever called anybody my brother or my homie, like I don't care if we ever fallen out, we don't got to mess with each other, but I'm not going to go expose you to somebody else. Like, yo, that's like these noodle dudes who will break up with a chick and then now you want to like put her nudes out there. Like y'all corny, man.
Now you want.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo,
I
I just saw a very, very astute definition of ratting, of snitching and ratting. And this is not at all a shot at 50. It's kind of, if the shoe fits, you got to wear it.
Mm-hmm.
When you tell anything that should be between us to other people, it doesn't have to be the police. It doesn't have to be the law enforcement or the authorities. Anyone that isn't with us but against us, you are ratting. So basically, they're both ratting on each other.
Yeah,
that's what a rat is. That's what snitching is. You're telling secrets that are exposed for other people's consumption, and some of those people are our enemies or are against us. So you're ratting.
They never had genuine. They never
were cool.
Because my thing is, man, I fell out with people over the years. I never like went to expose. That's trash. That's corny, man. Like, and it just rubs me the wrong way now. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't understand anything no more, man. Because, like, you know, from 50's story and everything we know, like the environment he grew up in, he has to know what this is, unless he's just at the point now where he's like, yo, I'm just gonna entertain these people and do whatever.
And that's the problem. That's the problem that I have with 50. The problem I have with 50 is I don't think 50 has any morals.
Yeah.
I think he's morally bankrupt. I think he does anything that sells, maintains his relevance, and therefore is monetizable for him to keep his lifestyle up. Like, I don't think he subscribes to the moral code that you're speaking of from where he comes from. Like, I think he grew up in that era. I think he comes from that, like, geographically. You know, we don't necessarily know who his exact OGs are other than Jam Master Jay, but I don't think he subscribes to the moral and character code that you're referencing, because I think he's willing to sell anything.
And you know what? And it's funny because I was having a conversation with the brothers in our group chat. Salute to them. And I was like, you know, growing up where I grew up, I knew a lot of cats like 50. I said, and the funny thing is, one thing they all had in common is they've been shot before. But some cats who get shot and they just stop caring about every and anything. Like 50 don't care about nothing, including his son, family, the whole nine. You can't beef with a cat like that, though. There's no wins in that. So my thing is, like, if you got to ignore him, and Floyd, it comes in because he feels as though, like, what he's achieved financially makes him exempt from everything else. Like, that's his go-to. Like, I got money. That having money don't mean that
I know from personal experience, I don't think there are many people walking the face of the earth with lower self-esteem than Floyd Mayweather. Like, personally, I've seen it up close in person, or like I've witnessed how, I don't even want to call it feminine because I don't want to disrespect femininity and women. Like, he has such a low opinion of himself, and he is completely defined by two things: his ability to box and the money that he has. Like, outside of that, he has no confidence in anything else. So you already know where that's going to lead. He's a wounded animal messing with 50, who's a guy who has nothing to lose and willing to sell out everything. So it's going to make for great entertainment, I guess.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just sad to me, man. Coming from where I come from and growing the way I did, this is like so whack to me, man. Couple more stories real quick while we on the grind. Your girl Serena, she says that she alleges discrimination in terms of the number of drug tests that she's subjected to. She feels like she's subjected to more drug tests than anybody else, and she thinks it's discriminatory. My only
I would say
this is America.
She should consult with her husband. Maybe he can relate and understand where from in speaking with those folks. You know, he's got the background to his wife.
I got something real quick, just because I want to see. I want to see what your perspective is on this, right? So there was a Michigan State player who made a racist statement, right? And he was going to like leave the team and go play somewhere else. He was like a fifth-year senior, I believe, a linebacker, big-time player. But the coach said whether he left the team or not, he would leave that decision up to the black players on the team. He basically, used the N-word, and they were getting ready to kick him off the team. But he said, "I'll leave it up to the players." And from everything I understand, the players kind of like forgave him, let him play. He's one of us. And then what is it about us that makes us so forgiving?
That's a great question. Great question. So when you are, well, let's face it, when you are the victim, a lot of times you haven't developed the moral you haven't developed the moral compass or the actual spiritual character to be able to hold other people accountable for the oppression that they level against you. So at a certain level, you feel deserving of what is coming your way, and you don't have the wherewithal or fortitude to stand up and say, no, that is unequivocally wrong. I don't accept that. I don't accept you, because you're used to being in that position at some level. Even if it's not you directly, you may come from a lineage or parents or grandparents that are used to that oppression, and they've raised you and developed your culture around being used to and accepting of that. So I have to forgive it because I don't have any standing not to forgive it. If I choose not to forgive him, what's my power in so doing so? So that's what I feel.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with the religion we've been fed too. I've seen like Dylan Roof murder people and then they go to church and pray for them. Come on, cuz. Anyway, I just want to ask you that question. Last story about that happened while you were on the grind. There was a millionaire pro gamer. That's right. There are millionaires out there from playing video games. But he had a chick on his arm. She was considered the world's sexiest weather girl. Like you could look this up online. So he had outkicked his coverage, so to speak. But he actually got rid of her. He dumped her. And he said he had to dump her because his Call of Duty game was falling off. He wanted to spend more time on Call of Duty. So my question is, do you salute the dude for like sticking to what made him his bread, or do you think he's crazy because he already had millions in the bag and he bagged one of the baddest Jones? And so where do you fall on this line? I seen some people say, "Look, man, he know what butters his bread. He got her from making the bread, so if she's messing his game up, he gotta let her go."
Yo, I can't speak on, because I think there's two. It's almost like it's two ends. On one end of the spectrum, he's corny, and then if I go to the complete other opposite end of the spectrum, he's corny. But obviously, he wasn't getting no wins.
Here's my question though. If I change this, right, and I don't say pro gamer, if I say like, yo, one of the best basketball players in the world, like cut their girl off because it felt like she was a distraction, they wanted to work on their game. Does this change it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. I knew that analogy was coming before the analogy came, so I get it. Yeah. Why was that chick on his? I don't know enough about the nature of the relationship to speak to that.
All right, so here's my question. From all the rumors, I don't know what's true, but they say that Aaron Rodgers, his chick right now is Danica Patrick. So if it came out that Aaron Rodgers is like, look, I had to like slow this relationship down because I got to concentrate on playing quarterback. I'm trying to win another Super Bowl. I know a lot of cats that be out there like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but because this boy's a pro gamer, everybody went in like, yo. Anyway, just wanted to bring that story out because I know how that will make you feel, man. But that's what happened this past week while you were on the ground.
Well, not how he's putting money.
Listen, man. Like I said, if you just change that and it's not the fact that he's a gamer, yeah, that changes everything, man. But listen though, real quick, if anybody wants to call in and talk to us, 323-410-0012. And don't forget, always, as I have to say this before we go into basketball, WarRoomSports.com is the hub. Make sure you check us out there. But it's definitely time to talk about the NBA. And this is brought to you by Digital Extreme Technology. Listen, if you still got one of those Wix sites and your site is trash, and let's face it, that's what it is, you got to cut that out. You got to hit up Digital Extreme Technology. How do you do that? DigitalExtremeTech.com, or you call 267-205-4203. Get you a custom website, and you get hooked up by saying, yo, I heard about Digital Extreme Tech on the War Room. They'll take care of you. Make sure you do that, because right now it is time to talk about this thing of all. Curtis Blow is trash. Yo, anyway, listen, man. First thing we got to talk about, we talked about earlier, players from Baltimore. We got Melo from Baltimore, who's getting paid $1 gazillion not to play, but he's going to sign with the Rockets. So my question is, does this make the Rockets a better team having Melo on their roster? Like, will this make them a bigger contender? Will it hold them back? Because remember, they lost Trevor Ariza, replacing him with Melo. What does this do for their team in the grand scheme of things?
I realize that it's popular to trash Melo at this point in his career because when compared to the ultimate contemporary, he doesn't really stand a chance because LeBron has not fallen off, at least not noticeably. Offensively, when you miss 27 straight three-pointers and you need someone to get the ball and post up between, say, 7 and I'll call it 16 feet and get a bucket, they now have that. When it's time to get an easier bucket or someone who can post up back to the basket and demand a double team, although Melo is not known for his passing out of that situation, they now have that. So offensively, I feel like it helps. I don't even want to say it improves, but it helps. Defensively, Melo was trash in his prime. Melo's even worse now. Because, and that's and don't get me wrong, that's my man. That's my man. Like, I love Melo's game, and I'm not mad at him because there's a lot of guys that fall short of the glory of Jordan and Kobe. So there's a lot of guys that I like that fall short of being a two-way defensive player. But Melo was never that good. Now he's even worse because you can't put him on a small forward. He gets his doors blown off. You can't put him on a power forward. He doesn't offer enough resistance. So defensively,
You get rid of Trevor Ariza, that's his specialty. You get rid of Luke Baamute, that's his specialty, and you bring in Melo. What are you getting? So defensively, I can't blame it on Melo because they already got rid of Ariza and Baamute before they knew Melo was coming.
Yo, they trying to put up $160 a game and just outscore everybody. Because my thing is, you add Melo.
That's Antony's MO. Antony never cared about D to B.
So my thing is, you add Melo, right, with his defensive deficiencies, let's call it that, and you already have Harden, the most valuable player in the league, who has defensive deficiencies. What kind of defense are they going? What kind of buckets will they be giving up? Interesting, man.
They're going to be in triple digits. The opponent will be in triple digits every night.
It's interesting, man. It's very, very interesting, man. Another story real quick, because we got a good 10, 12 minutes left. But I want to ask you about DeMar DeRozan, because he is still, right now, salty about this trade. He still feels like he's been wrong. Is it time for him just to get over it and move on with his life, or like, do you feel any sympathy for him for how he was treated right now?
I feel a little bad for him in terms of Toronto, because obviously I do believe he was lied to, but I have a hard time. I mean, it's a business, and why were you expecting that they would care for you or reward loyalty? Like, he can be angry at individual personnel in that front office, but he can't be mad at the organization. It's a business.
Listen, man, it's like a dude, right, who was creeping with a chick while she had a dude, and she left her dude and started messing with him, and then she cheated on him, and he get mad at her. You know what it is. Cut it out. Here's my thing with the situation. A lot of times I say that, right? I say exactly what I just said, and I laugh about it. But I was on YouTube, and there's like people, Toronto fans, like, and there's several videos like this on YouTube where people have like put together clips of him speaking about the team in Toronto throughout his career and made like long tribute videos to him. Yo, this boy said everything positive about Toronto. This boy like talked about wanting to be there for the rest of his life. He talked about the city, how he loves the city. He wants his family to grow up in Toronto. He wants to make this his home. He doesn't understand how star players in the past have left this place. He'll never leave this place. He says he could have got more money to play elsewhere, but he took less money to have them to be a Raptor and to have them build a good team. He talked about like, yo, everything positive you could possibly say this boy has said about the city, and they still got rid of him.
Yo,
so I see why.
They
get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
He put his heart into it. He put everything into it, and so I understand it just as you understand. I get it. I get why he's angry. I get why he's hurt, but in a sense, that was his naivety that led to this, man. It's a business, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, Kawhi, you ain't gonna have to worry about that with Kawhi.
No days. Speaking of Kawhi, listen to this one though. The Jordan brand says that after his contract expires later this year, they're letting him go in terms of being an endorser. They saying this now.
Yeah,
I don't know what based upon everything he did or the fact that no one's buying sneakers because of mute wears. I'm like, I don't even understand how you market Kawhi. What do you think about it? You think you get it?
Like, it's an excuse. They're using his behavior as a way and means to get up out from under someone that can't sell for them anyway.
Yeah.
So they're gonna say that he's kind of dishonorable, or we don't like negative publicity, or they're gonna use a media excuse to fall on the side of people who support San Antonio's position or support those that look down on Kawhi's actions. But the reality is they gave this man an endorsement deal, and there's probably no measurable value in what he brings to the table in terms of selling sneakers because he's not a salesman. He doesn't have the personality to be. Yo, I've never heard Bull speak. Ever.
Yo, it's been like 4 months since he said anything. So, first of all, funny thing is, I told you, I think there's some power in that too.
I didn't know he was on brand Jordan. I didn't know he was a Jordan athlete.
Kawhi Leonard might be the first athlete to never be misquoted. Anyway, I'll get your opinion on this one, man. Because first off, before I give this story, I just want to take the time and I just want to apologize to the legend Moses Malone. I want to apologize to you every time because you deserve to be apologized. But listen, man, Kevin Love, he said, "Yo, Bron out, y'all got to pay me." And they cracked the bank open. They gave Kevin Love 4 years, $120 million to remain a Cavalier. So he cashed out. They hit his Cash App and gave him $120 million. What do you think about Kevin Love now with the Cavaliers? What kind of season will he have?
I get why you're apologizing, but I'm not. I think I lean more along the lines of along the lines of Dev. Like, this dude is a quality 5-time All-Star, 20-10 guy easily. So he's not a bum. He's a very good power forward. That being said, I don't. $30 million a year seems very steep. I don't know the strategy behind this other than being able to dump the contract to be able to pull in other pieces in year 2 or year 3 of this deal. That's the only thing that I can really think of, because
I don't think he's a bum.
He's not a 30.
I don't think he's a bum, but in retrospect, I went back and looked at the numbers he put up, the teams that he's played with, and I just don't think that he's as elite as I once thought he was, because even in the West,
he's not. He's probably not elite.
If you're an elite
I wouldn't use elite.
If you're an elite player, you get to the playoffs. You might not win a game, like you might not win a series or a game, but if you're an elite player, like John Wall is going to get his team to the playoffs, right? Chris Bosh even got the Raptors to the playoffs. You're going to get a team to the playoffs if you're an elite player. He couldn't even get his team to the playoffs, and he put up a bunch of numbers in games that they lost, basically. So we got hyped up based upon the numbers that he put up, but they were meaningless numbers, and he didn't do anything to help his team win. I know that sounds crazy. He put up numbers, but he didn't make the plays at the time they needed to make the plays. He didn't draw enough attention to, we talked about Julio Jones. The same thing applies to basketball. When you're so talented that, or an Allen Iverson, when people say he didn't get his teammates involved. AI was so powerful that just by him walking up and down the court, you having to pay so much attention, he got other people open shots. That's the one thing Kevin Love never did. So I think that for me, and that's why I said I have to apologize to the God Moses, because Moses was like a once-in-a-lifetime guy. This guy is not that.
Moses was elite. Moses was definitely elite.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm not calling him a flop, but I don't think that he's elite. But he got $30 million. That's
I have him. I have him 24. I have him 24-11. I have him 24-11. I don't have the Cavs. I don't have the Cavs being a playoff team or really anywhere near it without LeBron and only Kevin Love. But here's the thing. I would like to have a counter to your argument, but I don't feel like the Cavs have the talent for me to present an argument, because they're not going to have any talent at other positions that's meaningful and allow them to win games. So even if Kevin Love averages 28 and 14, they're still not a playoff team no matter what he does.
But here's my question.
So what can my argument be?
All right, if I switch out Kevin Love and put LeBron on that team without Kevin Love, do they make the playoffs?
Well,
Same exact team.
But I mean, LeBron is an argument for the greatest player of all time. Like, LeBron is in the top 10 players that ever exist.
If I replace him with Kevin Durant, do they make the playoffs?
Yo, let's get out. Let's go back. Let's go down to a player in Kevin Love's realm. Let's go Boogie. If you replace him with Boogie, is he better than Boogie? No. Boogie, I don't know if Boogie makes them a playoff team, but I think Boogie is better than Kevin Love.
Okay. All right, with that being said, man, we got a couple minutes left, man. I got to ask you a question about this, right? So we know where Dwayne Wade is in his career. He's in the tail end of his career, but he got offered 3 years, $25 million to play in China. Now, we know he has a brand over there in terms of sneakers, but I saw Steph Marbury go on Twitter and say that, the team that offered him this is like basically in Siberia. It's like not even one of the more populous places in China. But they they know that too, which is why they tried to open the bank. They backed the truck up for him. If you're D Wade at this point in his career, with his brand, with what he's doing, do you take this money or do you just like not need the money and you just stay in the league and get a couple mil?
The answer should be based on whether or not he wants to play basketball and whether he wants to pursue a new challenge. Like, that's the entire answer. I don't think it should come down to a monetary decision. He can stick around. He's 36. He can stick around for another 2 seasons and make $3 to $5 million per season. If I'm his agent, I go back to China, I negotiate, and I get that offer up to $10 million per. If they're willing to pay $30 million for 3 years, I don't know. If he wants to still play ball, I would take that offer.
I know, but he got a Hollywood wife. I don't know. It's interesting thing though. Interesting. I don't know if I take that too. Cause I mean, the funny thing is, initially I was like, "Damn, you gotta take that." Then I saw Steph like breaking it down. I was like,
Yeah, he did. He did. Steph did a great job. Now Steph has made a hell of a living over. Steph has turned himself into a Hall of Fame player. Steph's going to the Hall.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I want to see how that plays out. Like, I've heard other people make the argument.
I'm rooting for it. I'm biased. I know it's nostalgia. He comes from our era, our generation, so I'm rooting for him because of that. But I'm looking at it legitimately. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. He had a decent college career. He's still 19-7 in the NBA, and you know what argument we got to make at that point. You're 19-7. They let Joe Dumars in. They let Mo Cheeks in. So why not Steph? Number-wise. Then you go to China, and he's been in China for 7 seasons. 4 of those seasons, he was like 20-7 over there. Some of them seasons, he was like 26-9. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just now fell off at like 40 years old. He's averaging like 16 a game. But he's still, like, he legit can go.
Listen, all I'm going to say is, man, run up on him at the light. You might lose your life. Anyway, salute to Starbury, man. I don't know if I would take this if I'm D-Wade, man. Dwight Howard, I just want to tell Dwight Howard to stop spitting weak bars about his NBA journey because now he's moved on to a new team in the Washington.
Is he going on TV damn near crying? He is so soft, man. Jeez.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. Because I thought, like, at one point, when he took that team to the finals, he definitely took them there. I thought he was on his way, and then something clicked. A lot of people say he got injured. I don't know, man. But we gotta get out of here anyway.
A lot of NBA players say he's not good in the locker room. Like, he's not as jovial as he looks on the exterior. Like, he's not a good teammate. But go ahead, we gotta go.
Thank you for joining us for another Brief in the World. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, Facebook, Twitter, in our group chat. Everybody, shout out to you. Those we can get to, we apologize. Tune in next week live right here on demand. We're going to catch you up on everything happening in the world of sports. So enjoy your weekend, enjoy your week, and make sure you come back and check us out next week. Be sure to catch our conversations, Facebook, Twitter, and you catch everything we do, as I said throughout this show. How do you do that? At warroomsports.com. That is the hub. Also, pick up a copy of my book, Sports the Book, at sportsthebook.com or at warroomsports.com. So until next time, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top.
War Room Sports. Y'all ready? they do this. Shout out to Dev, PJ, B. Austin, Doc Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. If not, dial 323-1400-12. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic in the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop scholars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Portrait, secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC, royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dev, DJ, Doc Beck, B. Austin. I'm Jock. Up and coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.